depression, which signifies a lot of sadness. So have you ever wondered why even a depressed person who has everything in their life, they may have the perfect job, the perfect house, every material thing they want, but they are unable to feel happiness? It's such a simple emotion, but there's actually a lot of science behind it. There are external factors as well as internal factors when it comes to achieving happiness. The external factors are those material things and the family and the friends and the moment in time. But they don't really tell us, or they don't mean much in the sense of feeling happiness. The main thing is the internal factors, which are biology and cognition. When it comes to our biology, there's actually a chemical neurotransmitter called serotonin. What serotonin does is it's all over, it goes through our bodies. That's why happiness we feel throughout. It is although it's an emotion, we express it with our entire body. So serotonin has two other elements, dopamine and noradrenaline. These two are important for motivation, energy, as well as allowing us to feel happiness. So basically, if serotonin is low, you're not going to feel happiness that much. That's what depressed individuals actually have. They have low serotonin. So what happy pills or antidepressants do is they increase this level of serotonin. That's also what drugs like LSD and ecstasy do. So those are more artificial ways. Don't try those, there are side effects. Then the more natural ways are having a balanced diet and exercise. That's why when you exercise, no matter how tired you get, you always feel fresh at the end, because there's an increase in serotonin in the brain and the dopamine as well increases. So if you want to be happy, you have to take care of your life. As Eleanor Roosevelt said, happiness is not a goal. It is a byproduct of a life well lived. Moving on to the next factor of happiness, which is a cognition. It is the way we think, our mental breakdown of events, how we process things in order. For example, if you start catastrophizing, which is you take a small thing and make it into such a large worst case scenario. If you keep thinking that way, for example, if you are doing an exam, you go across a question which you don't know. And so you think, you don't know, you haven't studied, you're going to fail, you're going to disappoint so many people. So before you move on to the next question, you're already down. So you have no motivation in order to finish the paper, because you're already thinking in that manner. So this can actually harm you, as it's like mind over matter. No matter if you have every external force, or even if your chemical balances in your body is right, you still won't be happy because you're not willing to be happy. You need to allow yourself to be happy in order to feel it, appreciate it, and express it. So that's what your mind has to do. It has to build itself. So the point of knowing these is, if you know the science behind happiness, you may be able to achieve it more. There was actually a study conducted. It took depressed people and they told them, this is why you're depressed, and this is what happens. They did it along with a control group, and they found that the people who knew about why they're depressed and how they can achieve happiness, they got out of it faster than the control group. So we always hear these cliches saying happiness is within you, it's in your control. But there's actual scientific backing showing that it is in fact in your control. You can achieve it if you want to and if you live the right life. You always think you can have a hamburger and that makes you happy, but not all the time, because hamburgers actually create a negative effect on your body depending on the proteins and things you take. So if you want happiness, you have to achieve it, you have to want it, and you have to go for it. As the Dalai Lama said, happiness is not ready-made. It is something that you have to show through your actions. Thank you.